Friends, the theme of this conference is Vedic wisdom for cosmic harmony. So, being a Vedic student, I would like to define what is harmony in terms of the Veda and what is Vedic wisdom for the solution or for maintaining this harmony. In fact, according to the Veda, this creation starts with deharmonization, with disharmony. When we are existing here, it is because of the disharmony and not because of the harmony. As we know, the Sankhya Darshan says, Sattva Rajas Tamasam Samyavastha Prakriti. There are two concepts of harmony. One is complete harmony, and that is known as Prakriti, means there is no creation at that level. And when the Brahman takes sankalpa, he thinks of creating this universe, some motion is introduced into Prakriti. And then the round of disharmony starts, and that is known as Sattva Rajas Tamasam Vishma Avastha. And that is that is not known as Prakriti, that is known as Vikriti. So we are living in the world of disharmony. And when this disharmony takes place, then the atoms, they starts rebonding. They starts bonding, not rebonding. And then this harmony, when this deharmonization reaches at a critical level or ideal level, then this manifestation takes place. And if it crosses that critical level or ideal level, then again we will move towards harmony, means dissolution or decreation, we call it. So now the question is, who is going to maintain this harmony in the cosmos as well as in the society? Because this cosmic creation is the karma of Brahman. It's not a human being's karma. So who is going to create the harmony in cosmos? And this visible universe, in this visible universe, we find the harmony of 5 things. Means when some certain things, they combine together and they present some pleasant thing for you, that is known as harmony, as in our modern terms. Just like musical harmony is there, various sounds, they are combined in a very particular level or critical level, then they are going to produce a good music which is pleasant to our eyes. So this is how, when this deharmonization takes place, then who cares about maintaining this deharmony at its critical level? And when this visible universe starts, then the 5 elements, they play a vital role, that is known as Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. It starts from Akasha, space, and it comes down to Prithvi. So these 5 elements, they are in a very particular critical ratio. Then this manifestation or this visible universe appears to us. So now the question is, as I told earlier, who is going to maintain, how the harmony is maintained in this universe? We think when there is excess of air, then typhoons, storms are there. When there is excess of water, then the floods are there. When the excess of sunlight and all these things are there, we are having so many warming and so many other things. So when deharmonization, that critical level is disturbed, then these all things are created. Ayurveda also says that Vata, Pitta and Kapha, when they remain at a balanced state in the body is swastha, body is healthy. When that balanced state is disturbed due to dominance of Vata, 80 diseases take place in the body. Due to dominance of Pitta, around 40 diseases, they take place. And due to dominance of Kapha, 20 diseases in the body takes place. So that critical balance, when it is disturbed, then all these things are taking place. Similarly, when the critical balance of Agni, Jal, Vayu, Akash, it gets disturbed, then the disharmony in the cosmos takes place. So who is liable to make this harmony? Cosmic harmony is the Brahman who is liable to maintain this harmony in social level, at political level, at international level. No doubt, human beings, they are responsible. But who is responsible for that natural harmony, maintaining that natural harmony? The Vedic seer says that Brahman created this universe for the souls, for these souls. Yoga Darshan says, Tasya Bhogap Vargaratham. This entire visible expanse, it has been created by Brahman for the use of the souls, this Atman. And now, just like some building is constructed, a house is constructed, for whom the house was constructed, that somebody will come and live in the house. Similarly, when the Brahman, he created this universe, for whom he created, for the souls. I am not saying human beings, for the soul, he created this universe. And for those souls, the human species, the highest one. You know, in human species, we have 5 receptors. There are 5 elements in the cosmos, and we have 5 receptors. Each receptor for each element. For Akash, we have ear. For earth, we have nose. Like that, if you have 5 receptors for these 5 elements, had there been 6 elements in this universe, the Brahman would have given human beings the 6 receptors also. So why these receptors have been given? So that through these receptors we can utilize, we can enjoy this creation of Brahman. And further he says, Tasya Bhog Apavarga. For the Bhog of Atman, then afterwards the Apavarga. When the enlightened Atman, they will feel that enjoying this entire expanse of creation is not useful, then he starts his reverse journey towards moksha. So this is the whole thing. So who is going to maintain this cosmic harmony? This is the responsibility of the human beings to maintain this cosmic harmony also, so that nothing gets disturbed. Just like, and it is our duty to maintain the harmony in society, national level, international level. Now what the Vedic wisdom says, how to maintain this harmony at the cosmic level and at social level, international level. The Vedic seer says, there is a mantra of the 40th chapter of Yajurveda that is known as Ishavasya Upanishad. The mantra says, Ishavashyamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyan jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magridha kasyasvidharam. This entire universe, the movement, motion is there because it has been introduced by Brahman. So this is the realm of Brahman. And in the realm of Brahman, you will have to follow the rules set by Brahman. Just like if you go to USA, there are certain rules set by the US government. You will have to follow them. If you violate them, they will punish you. Similarly, in India, we have some set rules. We are supposed to follow those rules. If we are violating those rules, then the government is going to punish us. Similarly, in the realm of Brahman, he has set certain rules. And if we are violating those rules, then he is going to punish us. What are those rules? Himself, the seer says, Tena tyaktena bhunjitha. This whole expense is for your bhoga. But do the bhoga with tyaga. Tyaga has to be applied. Don't be irresistible to consume everything, to exploit all the natural resources. If you will be irresistible to consume and exploit everything, then you will have to face the music in the form of global warming, depletion of the ozone layer, pollution, spreading of pollution. And further he says, Ma gridha kasyasvidhanam. this whole prosperity, this whole resources. Kasha means, no, somebody translate in Sanskrit, Kasha means for whose? Anybody's. It's not anybody here. In Sanskrit, the word ka has been used for Prajapati. Ka vai Prajapati. Kata Kashasvit dhanam. This whole prosperity that has been given by Brahman, don't be greedy over it. Don't think that you have only the sole right over it. What is happening today? The 10% people of the world, they have control, they are controlling the 90% resources of the whole world. And 90% of the people, they have control over only 10% of the resources. So this greed, he says, Ma gridaha kashasvit dhanam. You do not go by greed. When the greed will come, what will happen? You will start exploiting the things. You will start consuming everything, and you will start hoarding all these things. Then this disharmony will take place. There will be imbalance in the society.
After this,
So that is how, this balancing, this harmony to be maintained in the universe is following the principle of Brahman. And this principle of Brahman, these rules, those the seers they have revealed or set for us, they have taken everything from the nature itself. In the nature itself, we see what the nature is doing. Everybody, every element in the nature, whether it is trees, rivers, everything, it is giving us, contributing, not taking anything from us. So, in Vedas, there is an appreciation of dana stuti. Keep on donating, don't try to hoard, don't try to collect things. And that is why the Indian, this Vedic wisdom, what does it say? Because when you are going to maintain certain things in the society, some philosophical vision has to be there. The modern philosophical vision is based upon modern science, Darwinian concept and other concepts, and it says survival of the fittest. Struggle is there, and a person who is the most competent one, he is going to survive. And on that basis, the clashes of civilization, theory of the clashes of civilization is there. And they think that this is but natural. The clashes has to take place, and the stronger is going to strive. Others, they will have to be eliminated. So this is the modern vision. There is another vision comes from Buddhism. It says, live and help others. No, sorry. Live and let live. You also live and let others live. But the Vedic vision is quite different from this vision. Vedic vision says, live and help others to live. You also live and help those who are not able to live. And this vision has been very beautifully explained by Swami Dayananda Saraswati, one of the topmost Vedic scholar after Mahabharata in India in 19th century. He founded Arya Samaj, and he wrote 10 commandments, 10 principles of Arya Samaj. Those principles are not of that of Arya Samaj. Those principles are for maintaining global harmony, for maintaining harmony in the society, for maintaining harmony in the cosmos. Dayananda says in one of his principles, he says, the progress of an individual is concomitant with the progress of the entire society. If somebody thinks that I will become prosperous and I can live a healthy, happy life, that is not possible until and unless the entire society, the surrounding, the people, if you are surrounded by dacoits, thieves, terrorists, you cannot live peacefully. For your progress lies in the progress of the entire society. In the 10th commandment, that great scholar says that so far as the individual interest is concerned, you are free to fulfill it. But so far as the interest of the entire society, altruistic welfare is concerned, everybody is not free. You are not free to do whatever you like. You are not free. So this principle, These principles have been taken by that Vedic scholar from the Vedas themselves. And these principles should be the principles of the UNO to maintaining peace and harmony in the world, to maintaining all these things. And this is how the same thing applies. Yad ande tad brahmande. Whatever applies at the micro level, that applies to the macro level also. And these principles have been very beautifully explained in the term by dharma. It was a lot of discussion here. People are using the term dharma but not understanding what the dharma is. Manu, he has very beautifully described dharma. He says, Dhriti Kshama, Damo Asteyam, Shausam Indriya Nigraha, Dhir Vidya, Satyam Akrodho, Dashkam Dharma Lakshanam. There are two sets of things in dharma. One is individual discipline and another is the social discipline. This Dhriti Kshama, Dama Asteya, Kshama, it applies when a human being interacts with other human beings in the society. That is social discipline. And these two disciplines have been otherwise explained by Patanjali in his Yoga Darshan. He says Yama and Niyama. What is Yama? Yama means self-discipline. Niyam is social discipline. How the self-discipline can be achieved? He says Shauch, Santosh, Tapa, Ishwar, Pranidhanani Niyamaha. Shauch means purity of mind, bodies and soul. Santosh, contentment. Tapaha, doing yoga. Ishwar Pranidhanani, meditation. These are Shauch, Santosh, Tapa, Ishwar Pranidhanani Swadhyaya. That is Yama. So this is for self-discipline. But when you are interacting as a social being in the society, then Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, these are required. So when you are interacting with the people in the society, you are supposed to observe non-violence by thought, even by speech, even by your action. Then Satya, you will have to be truthful. Even the nations are speaking untruth. Everybody is lying. Even the Biden says something and he does something else. So that is not going to maintain the harmony in the society. Satya, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya. You are not supposed to steal the wealth of others, to exploit the natural resources. Satya, Asteya. Then Aparigraha is the main thing. He says, don't try to hoard things or natural resources or these material resources. Whatever is required, beyond whatever is not required by you. Something is not required by you, but you are hoarding it and you are causing the sufferance to others. Other people, they are dying of misery, hunger. At one hand, you have hoarded everything. So this principle of aparigraha has to be applied. Either you are living in a society, either you are living in a family, or you are living at national level or international level. These principles are universal and these are not time bound. These are timeless universe. These applies in all timings and all places and brahmacharya. So these things, our seers, they have very well defined everything. These principles should be maintained in our life, in our individual life, in our social life, in our national life, in our global life. And what is the next principle of dharma? Moral, ethical values. That is dharma. Value education is not there. A human being is supposed to be the conglomeration of body, mind and soul. Today we are imparting education only for the body. There is no education for mind and soul. So we are killing our soul. The Upanishad says again, Asuryanam te loka andhena tapasa vritaha tanste pritya bhigatsanti yekecha atmahano jana. Atmahana. Who is Atmahanta? A person who does physical suicide, he is not Atmahanta. Who is Atmahanta? Who is not feeding the food or meal to the soul. He is Atmahanta. He is killing his Atman. So such persons, they will be born as Asuras. Lower species, animal, bird species like that, they will take birth. So the education has to be there. Education of sanskar has to be there. What is sanskar? We are just using these terms without knowing their value, significance. What is sanskar? Kata gunantara dhanam sanskaram. Inculcation of good qualities, that is sanskar. The seer says, Janmana jayate shudra hai. Everybody takes birth as a shudra, as illiterate person. But sanskarair dvijuchyate, when the sanskar of moral, ethical values, sanskar of the knowledge, education is inculcated by the guru, he becomes a dvija, twice born. First biological birth, then the spiritual birth that takes place with the under the supervision of a guru. So that dvija has to be there. A shudra is not required. Everybody should be given the education of sanskar, education of mind and soul. Manu says, Adibhir gatrani shuddhanti, manah shakyena shuddhati, vidya tapobhyam bhutatma. How to give the education to the soul? He says, vidya tapobhyam bhutatma. In Vedic timings, there were two types of education system. One was known as a shiksha and another was known as a vidya. Shiksha was for filling up your stomach, earning livelihood, and vidya tu sa ya vimuktai. And vidya was the spiritual education, education for mind and soul, so that you may spiritually elevate your life to the higher levels. And education, shiksha, was so that you may do progress at material level. That is why the two objectives of dharma have been defined in Vaisheshika by Kanada. He says, Yado abhyudaya nisreya siddhi sa dharma. What is dharma? It has two purposes. Abhyudaya, your social progress, and nisreya siddhi, your spiritual progress. So this dharma is moral, ethical values. This is knowledge system. And another aspect is duty. What is your duty towards your family, towards your society, towards your nation, towards your environment, towards the international level? A human being has the duty. What the word was used as a responsibility. In Vedic system, there is no right. There is no concept of right. Because the whole nature is giving us. Everybody is giving us. Even the concept of Rashtra. Who is the Rashtriya? Who is a nationalist? Rashtra means Ra, Dane. The word Rashtra has formed of a root Ra, to give. A person who contributes to his nation, he is a national. And a person who wants to derive from the nation, he is a Rashtriya. He is anti-national. So the very concept in Vedic system, you are supposed to give. You are supposed to give. You have no right. But if this system, this is the ideal system. Ideal means nothing can go beyond it. Anything will be below this. And when we are able to adopt that system, translate that system, what will happen? If everybody is contributing, nobody will be poor, nobody will be deprived, nobody will become exploited. So nobody will have to think about his rights, because everybody is contributing for the national progress, for the environment. Why the pollution is coming? Because we don't have the scientific awareness, we have the technological know-how. Today, technological advancement is there, no scientific awareness is there. Had there been scientific awareness, you would not have developed such a technology which would not have been eco-friendly. In Vedic times, the seers, whatever they did, they followed the natural laws, and they did everything according to that. So this is the Vedic wisdom, and this is the harmony, concept of harmony in the Vedas. Thank you.